I'm okay, everybody. Hello. Sorry. I got a little, I didn't get detained or arrested, but I got a little jammed up. Sorry for worrying everybody, but my cell phone barely works. I don't know. It was working fine before I went live, and now I can't text. I have to use text to voice, and some of my contacts are gone. I was followed home by various agencies. So hold on just a second. But I'm okay. I'm sorry I worried everybody. I guess I need to get that second phone fired up so that I have a backup if this happens again. And that's exactly why I went live, because, you know, I had it visible. It was on a mount on the windshield, so I guess they saw it. No, not all the way to my house, to about to the end of my road. And they switched up. It wasn't the same ones. The sheriffs followed me. Border Patrol followed me. They played tag team. And then San Benito PD followed me. So, of course, I don't have a webcam that points backwards. And I was just trying to pay attention to the road. And I just need to be more careful, I guess. I've never had any problems. I can't tell you how many. I mean, I used to live in Brownsville. But things have obviously changed. I do have some other footage of the border fence that I took on my dash cam that I'm going to download later. But I'm really, really sorry for worrying everybody. At least I didn't get jammed up. I didn't get detained or arrested. I made it home safe. Excuse me. And now I know if I want to do a live stream at the border, I have to get that other phone up, because hey, don't kid around about that, Richard, because I could tell you some stories. You know, if I had so I just wanted to let everybody know. And I'm befuddled, I guess. I live in Texas. Ha ha ha. It just, on my end, it just said refreshing, and it was a black screen with a white circle, like, you know, the circle of death, and it kept saying refreshing. And I couldn't even shut it off until I got home. And I don't even know if I can upload it now, because my phone's messed up. So I think what happened, well, I know when I used to do disaster services on the border, like anywhere from El Paso to Laredo to Brownsville, the cell towers are always dueling. You know, you send a signal out, and it might go to the Texas side or it might go to the Mexico side. And I have Mexico blocked so that I don't get international charges put on my bill. But sometimes that interrupts your service and stuff like that. So, I don't know, Garden Earth guy. Why don't you tell me? Are the librarian glasses with the hair on purpose? You seem to know a lot about me, Garden Earth guy, so you should be able to answer that question. I'm just answering your question with a question because you know a lot about me. Geg is not exactly a fan of mine. He said some very mean, nasty things to me in the past. But I'm not going to get in any drama. Let's move on. No, I'm in South Texas. They call it the Lower Rio Grande Valley. And I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to get into it today. I'm do it. I'm not going to feed the beast. Period. Anyways, I live in the Lower Rio Grande Valley, 12 miles from the border, and about 25 miles from where I was taking pictures earlier at the border crossing. So, you know, all this border stuff. Okay. What's going on? Okay, I'm going to read. Okay. Can you, I'm going to let them back in. I'm not going to, but just be nice. You know, we don't need to drag up the past or something that happened someplace else. But in my stream, just treat me with respect. And that's all I'm asking. So what Richard had said was funny. He said mean things, and that was a funny joke. So I know you guys. Thank you, Gardener Earth Guy. And if you could, please email me at texrose956@gmail.com, and I'll give you the evidence of what you said to me and about me. End of discussion. Well, okay, that's fine. Anyways, this is just like so funny, you know, trying to do, you know, give everybody, you know, their First Amendment rights to speak their mind. And it wasn't an audit. It was just a drive towards the southern border in Brownsville. And then as soon as I got there and turned, I went dark. And then it scrambled my phone. And then I got followed home. But I'm home safe and sound in my house, obviously. So so I just, you know, people were concerned because if I think something might happen, instead of just staying on video, I go live. So if something does, they can immediately see it and I don't have to worry about downloading it. So I went live before I got to the border. And whether it was a cell phone scramble or something government, I'm technology challenged. But long story short, I went dark and there was a half an hour lapse and nobody knew where I was or if I was okay. So that's why I came on live, because People have been texting me and trying to call me, but my phone's acting up. So I'm just letting everybody know things are good. Hi, Tunis. Hi, Odin. Well, they are what they are. I don't plan things. I mean, I don't wear, like, I wear what's comfortable and what's practical. A lot of times in the summertime, you know, I'll wear shorts and stuff because it's so damn hot down here. You know, even though someone hit an unlike button, it's still a watch and whatever. I'm sorry I'm smoking online, but I need a cigarette. So what else is going on? I literally left the house this morning at 9 o'clock my time. So I've been perusing the border and other areas, trying to find the military setups, the tents. I've gone to 2 airports. I've gone to, I don't know how many towns, back roads, how many miles or whatever. Ha, 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 Tunis. I'm not keeping up with this very well. So, there's only like a few words that you're not going to be able to say in this stream. And that's not one of them. But the male version of a chicken, you can't say that. And there's a few other words. And it's because I don't like them in my stream. Who else is in here? Okay, I've got 19 online. So what else has been going on today? Have there been any audits or? Yes, rooster. I like roosters. I just don't like the other name. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Hawkwind. I have never heard of DC Tailpost. Oh, James Freeman is live. Is he doing an audit or a Copwatch? Do you know? I just don't talk gutter, so you guys do whatever the hell you want to do. I know. I need to. I'm looking for input. Okay, that's another reason I came on. So I only have one phone. And that's for live streaming, and that's my only phone. But I have another phone that was given to me, but unfortunately, I can't put it on my plan. I have to set up another plan for it. Any ideas or suggestions? Of like, if you're on your phone doing a live stream, it goes dark and your phone gets scrambled. Well, what do you do? Because I don't know if, well, here down where I live, there's no payphone. So it's not like I could have pulled over and made a call. My phone wouldn't work. So I was about a half an hour from home. So I drove home even though I was followed. I don't care. They can find out where I live by just running my plates. Copwatch is where people go out and film the cops in the line of their duty or on any circumstances. I've done it at festivals and stuff. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know, I mean, if I go live, that's why I put in the title, I'm okay. Because if other people had seen the prior live and it just dropped and you don't snatched or detained or something happened. So the best thing, so what I need to do is I need to formulate a plan to get a second phone so that the cheaper phone can be a burner. And if it gets scrambled, I have my backup phone. Yeah. Okay. So that's my next priority. I'll try to get that done as soon as possible. Um, oh yeah, send the bills to the sheriff's office. But thank you, and I'm sorry I'm worried, everybody, but um, it happens. Um, so another lesson learned. I'm always learning, you know, uh, and I'm glad to see you guys too. And I wanted to let you know that on the I'm going to post some of the border um, video I took earlier on the web on the dash cam, and I'll see if I can try to edit it and get it up on YouTube. And my phone, I can text, but I can't call right now. And in fact, I can't even type on my phone. I can only use text, voice to text. So I'm going to shut it off again. And maybe if I do a second reboot, maybe it will. If not, I don't know. I'll figure something out. Well, guys always need guidance, so make sure it's for everybody's. Tunis, you're too funny. I love you. Oh, goodness. Goodness. So tomorrow I'm going further up north to a butterfly festival, and it's right on the border. And given the circumstances, I'll probably just video for like a community event and see if I can get some information coming or going. And just doing my best on this end. But, you know, a lot of people really don't realize, I mean, the border situation, and that was just a small example. I mean, it could, you know, people do disappear down here without sounding like, you know, it's all a conspiracy or I'm paranoid. It's just a fact of life. Usually during the daytime, it's not as dangerous. And, you know, that doesn't happen, but things are changing, and they probably brought a bunch of equipment in. I mean, I saw local TV, them bringing big crates and using, you know, industrial forklifts to get them off the trucks and off the cargo airplanes. But they're hidden really well. So I've got to get some information, because I know for a fact they're putting up tent cities for the troops. And I was trying to find them, and I couldn't. And I don't know why the camera's moving, because I'm not moving. That kind of freaked me out for a minute there. Is the camera moving on your guys' end? Because it's moving on my end. Okay. Okay, so it's just me. Yeah, you know, if you can't give me respect, you know, just leave. I mean, I don't really give a shit. I respect everybody. I love everybody. May not like everybody, but you'll not get ugly in here. You know, I was my mods, you know, I appreciate you protecting me and hiding those comments and timing them out. Or I should say hide them or whatever you want to call it. But I was trying to give them a second chance. They've already had their first warning. And you know, yeah, I'm right on the border, Hawkwind. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I'm 12 miles from one of the crossing areas. And, you know, the other thing, too, is I want to see how many troops are down here. I got a list, and they're from all over, from Michigan, North Carolina, Kentucky, Tennessee, even from Washington State. Of course, they got them coming down here from, you know, Fort Hood, and they're stationing at San Antonio and then getting deployed from there. So I'm just, you know, I'm trying to do the best I can because, yeah, you know, and I'm really close to the freeway. The thing is I think, and instead of transporting them by truck, they're bringing them in cargo planes. That's what they're showing on the local television station. They're showing them unloading, and you know, the only thing I want to get out there and get as much information as I can right now, because I think if things go the way they say it's going to go, okay, right now they're 700 miles away. So, or thereabouts. I mean, and they're saying that they should arrive around the middle of December. What I am concerned about is my ability to move around, because if all hell does break loose, they're going to do martial law. And when they do martial law, I used to be a disaster services provider, and you're very restricted. You've got curfews. You've got, you know, you're limited in your movement. You're limited, and things are rationed, and it just, you know, they get away with holy old heck. So well, I can only go by being down here. But, you know, there have been instances of attention where, you know, a 14-year-old boy throws a rock at a border patrol across the river, because the river, Rio Grande, is what separates Mexico from Texas. And a 14-year-old boy on video threw a rock. It made it halfway across the river, and border patrol shot him right there, killed him instantly. It was a justified shoot. So those are things I don't agree with. So it's, you know, I understand about protecting, but normally, you know, I can go around and have no problems and walk around and I'm not fearful. I'm leaning towards they just did a equipment, whatever, one of those burst things, and I hope my phone isn't ruined, but right now, when I get off here, I'll see if my phone works. Tunis, if they so oppressed in their country, why are they waving their flags in the way, on the way there? My opinion is that you're asking, if you're asking my opinion, Tunis, I think that's their form of security, that they still love their country, they just can't live in their country. If you met some of these refugees, now, let me make it clear. Not everybody who's coming up is looking, you know, coming up for the right reasons. Some of them are coming up for economic reasons. Some of them are coming up because they're protecting the caravan. And as soon as they hit the border, they're going to turn around and go back. They're not going to come across. I really, like 90%, 99% of me says that there's no terrorists in the form of the Middle East. America has enough, you know, white males that are terrorists without, you know, pointing fingers at the Middle Easterns, because there's no evidence besides talking heads that said that shows me evidence that there are any terrorists in the groups that are coming up. And I think my prediction is this is all going to calm down. Probably in 2 weeks. No, I'm not saying it's just white males. No, 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 no. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that terrorists are terrorists, and we shouldn't pigeonhole them, is what I was trying to say. It's just been lately, it has been those. There are white females. There are blacks. There, you know, I'm an immigrant. Now, generations removed, but I'm an immigrant. I would say most everybody here is an immigrant, generational removed. You know, so, you know, and I'll tell you the truth, it's really difficult right now, because I refuse to whore to the government. And there are probably going to be immediately a lot of jobs available, and probably ones I qualify for. And I'm on a fixed income, and I can work part-time, but, you know, where do you draw the line on the all bottom dollar, you know? So I'm sorry if I upset people. I'm just saying that I think everybody should be treated equally. They shouldn't be judged, you know, on their gender, the color of their skin, the sexual orientation, or anything like that. And yes, I agree. If you're an asylum seeker, you need to come across the border legally and not try to come across the fences and things like that. That's, you know, so on one hand, I support the asylum seekers. Let them have their day in court. But the thing is that this has been going on for years and years and years. I mean, right now, if asylum seeker comes across the border today and they do what they say they're going to do, which is they're not going to process them and then find a sponsor and send them off somewhere. They're going to hold them. They're building 10 cities for them. But if an asylum seeker crosses a border today, the southern border, I don't know about the other borders, but the southern border is going to be 3 years before they go before the judge. That's how far backlogged they are. This didn't start with our current administration. It's previous administrations, and they needed to hire, and they still need to hire more federal judges, more lawyers, so that they didn't get in this fix of being so backlogged. You know, there's still almost 300 children that are being held. And some of them are being held because when the kids were processed, you know, by one agent or one caseworker, and the parent or the person they were with got interviewed by another person, their names weren't written down the same. You know, like Gonzalez with a Z or Gonzalez with an S. So they're not getting reconnected because of a clerical error or someone mishearing, or, you know, that's some part of it. Some part of it is they say that some of them are not being reunited because they feel they'd be in danger if they went. That's less than 5% of the current children that are being held. And the rest are, they don't have the information. They deported the parents, and they can't get a hold of the parents, and they're trying to reconnect them with them, and they're doing it, but the government isn't doing it. It's outside agencies that are doing it. And things like that. So I know it's a very volatile topic, and I'm trying to talk and read at the same time, and I'm having a hard time. So if I miss someone, I do go back and watch my videos. And, you know, I do respond. If anybody wants to talk to me privately, again, you can email me. It's my YouTube address, texasrose956@gmail.com. I reply to all emails. And at that point, you know, as we get to know each other, with some people, I do share my phone number for convenience of conversing. Well, one thing I did notice, okay, I have no idea what you're talking about, Richard Head. Can we talk tonight, Rose in the dark? What does that mean? Hello? I'm asking a question. If you don't want to answer, I guess I'm not going to pay attention no more. Okay, I'm going to ignore you. You can say whatever you want to. Okay, double meaning. Poking the bear. But I have a lot of information. I'm going to I'm working on figuring out how to edit videos so that I can share. So it's not just me talking. It's facts and figures. And it's not from mainstream media. This is information from locals. This is information from real people. This is information from military sources and things like that. And I'm just saying that we shouldn't believe everything we hear. So, you know, if someone wants to go back and check what I'm talking about, you can go to the local TV stations down here. There's Channel 4, Channel 5, and Channel 23 of the local channels. They're in Brownsville and Harlingen and San Benito. They've got local people who are my neighbors who know what's going on. Then you've got local people down here. And, so what I'm saying is I only can speak my truth as the best I know it. But, don't depend on any one source for your information on anything. I don't. I mean, well, you can do whatever you want to do. For me personally, I don't trust any one source for information because it's all about the money. See, in my opinion, yeah, it's somewhat about the elections and, getting everybody riled up and things like that. Because we've had National Guard come down before, but it's been over 100 years since we've had active military come down here to help with the border. But I honestly think, like with most issues or most contentious disagreements on, one side or the other, it comes down to money. Someone's making a lot of money this week and going to make a lot of money. They're going to make money, for the transportation costs, for the housing costs. There's no housing down here for all these people that are coming down. There was a housing shortage before. And when I say housing shortage, we're not talking like, I mean, some people down here are so poor, they live in colonias where there's no running water and no electricity, but it's a roof over the head. And we have a severe housing shortage before this happened. So they're sending all these troops down and all this equipment. We don't have any like big warehouses or auditoriums or someplace to put all the troops. So they're going to have to set up tents. They're going to have to feed these people. They're going to have to provide, all these resources someone's paying for. And someone's getting that money. And I can tell you for a fact that money is not going to the local people. It's not going to the local city to help us, infrastructure our roads or, to help people, everybody be guaranteed they have running water to their house. This money's going in someone's pocket so they can build a bigger house or they can give more money back to their shareholders. This is, that's what happens, in my opinion. Now, we're only speaking my opinion, and my opinion is not always agreed upon, and that's okay, the average, just in my town, the average family of 4 earns less than $24,000. No, I'm sorry. It's less than that. It's less than $20,000 a year. For a family of 4. And that's usually with 2 people working. So it's not that people aren't willing to work. It's that, right now, out at the harbor, out at the Port of Brownsville, look up Port of Brownsville. Guess what? The road to the Port of Brownsville got closed last week to public access. That port is huge. Now, what they're trying to say is, oh, we got to fix up the road and this and that. Who ever heard of closing down a 4-lane road into a port because they got to fix up the road. No, there's a blockade there that's being guarded by the military as we speak. I know, I drove by it on Thursday. And, you know, it's not someplace I need to go, but it's just that, you know, once you open the door to letting the government, in whatever shape or form it is, you open yourself up to the more they get, the more they want. The more they want, the more they get. And someone's getting rich off it. So, if I like pissed everybody off or in agreement, or am I just rambling? But, you know, I live here. I'm not reading this like, you know, national news, or, you know, staying shut up in my house and just looking out the window now and again. This is real life shit. This is real life. And yes, I live close to the border, but you know what? I've never seen an undocumented person anywhere near here coming across that just came across the border. The coyotes, which are the smugglers, are smart. Typically, what they do, and that's what this caravan, for a lack of a better word, is trying to avoid, is the coyotes make a lot of money. They make anywhere between $3,000 and $5,000 a person to get safe passage to the border, and they're supposed to have safe passage to someplace else. You know, that's all, you know, on the dark, whatever you call it. What has been happening lately, though, is, yes, the coyotes are getting them across the border to a safe house, and then they go, guess what? You owe us some more money. Like, I don't know, $2,000 or $3,000. Oh, you don't have it? Oh, that's okay. Wire your family. Call your family. Until we get the money, you're staying in the safe house. And that's what is used, local terminology. It's not a safe house. It's a house where you have a bucket in the corner for your bathroom facilities, where they may or may not feed you, where there's no electricity. In the summertime, it's 130, 140 degrees. There's no running water. The windows are usually boarded up. You don't leave. If there are any kids with you, they're stuck inside. But even with that happening, and we're getting back to people that are down south, they're still coming up here because this is even better than down there. So that's why they're coming up in the caravan, to avoid the coyotes. Now, the whole drug situation, we could have a whole discussion around that. And I'm not a stupid person. I'm not naive enough to say there are no drugs crossing the border. We know there are drugs crossing the border, you know. But wouldn't the better solution, instead of war on drugs, is how about helping treatment for addiction? How about legalizing certain drugs nationwide, federally? Hurt them where the pocket is. Everything, whether it's immigration, whether it's, you know, the drugs, whether it's healthcare, whatever. Bottom line, it comes down to the money. Who's getting the money and who has the power over that money in the distribution of such? This large caravan was carefully pre-planned and paid for. No, I don't think it's, no. This caravan, and there's two more behind it, if you didn't know that. No, I don't think it's an attempt to make Trump look bad. Trump is loving this. He's loving it. I don't believe there's any terrorists in the caravan. I can confidently say there are people in the caravan protecting people in the caravan because they have to, because they're going through very unsafe terrain and their hostels they're walking through and going through, so they need protection. The government or the military is not protecting them. And if they didn't have this extra protection, you know, they'd get picked off one by one. It's like, I explained to somebody, this caravan, in simplistic terms, is like a herd of antelope that is heading north for their migration. Okay, and I'm sorry if the analogy offends anybody, but I'm just trying to explain what my thinking is. So they're vulnerable, you know, they're going for a purpose. And people have helped them, but I don't think any agency has helped them, but I'm not saying absolutely no. I know that especially some religious organizations have helped them by, you know, setting up food canteens at stopping places. There have been local cities who have opened up their high school or their gymnasium, whatever, for some place for them to sleep instead of sleeping outside. I'm not saying it is not happening. I don't have the proof, so I'm not willing to say there is absolutely nobody backing them, but I don't think that's true. If it was true, okay, let me tell you, if it was true, you know, it'd be cheaper for them to get up here. Somebody had money, okay, and they want to get this caravan up here to make Trump look bad. The first thing that they would do is they would hire some buses. They would hire some buses and put everybody on those buses and trek north. They could be here in like 2 or 3 days. They could be here before the elections. So if somebody really did have the money and they wanted, you know, and they wanted to get them up here quickly instead of on foot and get them up here more safely, they could just, you know, get some commercial buses or school buses or whatever and just drive them up here. That's not happening. The people who are traveling don't have the money for buses. And if there's someone backing them up, then if they're backing them up, they're doing it wrong. They're spending more money on food, you know, on medical care, on things like that. And that's my opinion. Anyways, I'm sorry, I missed chat. Oh, boomer, no texting and driving, get us all in trouble. So, yeah, I probably spoke too much. And I'm going to put this stream on private before I re-release it to see if I made an absolute fool out of myself. Or if I said something that might have challenged my security. I do my best to, safety's first, just it's right up there with family. And if I'm not safe, then nothing else matters. I need to be safe. No, it's not unprecedented, Richard. It happens all the time. just that this is the time that it's getting national attention. It happened back in April. But guess what? Less than 20% of the people that started on the trek north got to the border. Less than 3% of the people on the last caravan that made it to the border had any way, shape, or form a criminal background. So they're coming because their dad got killed, their husband got killed, their mother got killed, their brother. The gang mentality, the cartels, the mafia, whatever label, we have them all around the country. We have them around the world. We have them in the United States. We have them in Mexico. We have them in Europe, everywhere. The thing is that it's following the money. It's following the money, you know, and someone's getting paid. Why, thank you, Beaver. I've had tons of videos up. What the heck are you talking about? I'm just a little fired up today. I'm on my soapbox, I guess. I'm getting all like, eeh. So I know when I get really emotional, I have to be careful, because then the rational, you know, put together, you know, intellectual side kind of gets wishy-washy. So, but, you know, I hope I helped people to understand, or I shouldn't say, help people to start thinking of the border, where I live, my community, my neighbors, in a different way. And get out there and start looking for yourself. You know, it's you know, I'm going to try to, like I said, I was trying to, I'm just trying to give information out there, and I'm trying to do it safe, you know. So what do we do to be, what's the safest thing we can do when we think we're going to go in a situation that might be a little iffy, you know? Number one, I always have an exit plan. I never go into any place where I don't have an exit plan. So I did what I do. So about, I don't know, a mile before I got to the border down in Brownsville, I was driving. I had been videotaping, but then I switched it over to live stream because I was heading to the border, and because there's more military down there. There's more, they're putting up gates at the border. You know, it used to be that it was just like a walkway, and now they've got reinforced chain link gates now, you know, that are 10 feet high and reinforced with brackets and things, so they can close it off and hold people on the bridge. They've gotten more blimps up. They've got more air support with helicopters and things like that. So I said, okay, I should be safe. You know, I'm on a public road. It's 4 lanes. We're all driving. As I approached it, right before you can cross the bridge or go to the toll booth, to get across the bridge, I turned right on a one-way street. And when I turned right, immediately my screen went black and it said refreshing. On everybody who saw it live, this went black. And exactly the same time that happened, at the same time that happened, I'm trying to shut off the live stream. I am trying to mess with my phone while I'm driving and not get in trouble. And I look up, and there's Border Patrol following me. Now, you can't miss Border Patrol. They got green and white trucks, Suburbans, or whatever. Then I went through town, and, it's downtown, and I got up on the freeway, and they didn't follow me. I said, okay, they were just, whatever. Well, I'm up on the freeway heading home. The local sheriff's deputy follows me. Now, he's not right behind me. He's not stupid, but, there was one behind me the whole way, most of the way. And then when I got across the town limits of where I live, voila, the local PD follows me. They didn't follow me door, but they followed me to the end of my street. They didn't need to do that. It was just trying to intimidate me, and I don't intimidate that easy. No, the media, they don't want to hear it. They just want, I'm going to try to be as nice as I possibly can, but it's hard. We are so polarized. It's either black or white. But you know what? I live in gray. There's a lot of gray down here on the border. Some things I agree with, some things I don't agree with, but either you're for or you're against, or you're with or you're against, or whatever. And so that's what I'm trying to do. And like I said, when I get off the live stream, I don't know how long I've been on here. Can somebody please tell me how long I've been on here? Because I lost track. When I get off here, I have some webcam dash cam videos that I took today, and I'm going to download them. Oh, an hour? I'm done then. Oh, no wonder. Yeah, an hour is enough. I've been blabbering, but I wish I could get split-minded and watch and converse with the chat room and also say what I'm talking about. It's hard to do. I'm catching it. It's like in the middle of a room of various conversations going on, and you only hear bits and pieces. So anyways, everybody, saying good night. Go to Flo's channel tonight, 7:30 Eastern time. Never heard of him, is playing live again. Be there. I'm safe. I'm sound. I'm good. Thank you, everybody, for supporting me. It's given me, it's given me a lot of things to think about, and I hope I got you guys to think about some things too. If I misspoke, it wasn't because I was being deceitful. It's because I didn't know any different. Sometimes I speak the truth, and I find out later I was misinformed. And I always go back and say, hey, So if you go back, and I'm going to go back and look at, I'm going to put it on private and go back and see if I misspoke anything and whatever. And I appreciate everybody for acting civilly. It was a little bumpy, but we can all get along. And hi, Citizen Z. Oh, yeah, always want to go dancing. Take a two-step in Citizen Z. But anyways, I'm going to sign off now. I love you guys. And like I said, if anybody wants to have further discussion with me, please email me. It's my YouTube address, texasrose956@gmail.com. I answer all my emails. And, I like to have discussions. And even if it's something that you disagree with me about, I'm willing to listen because I always learn, and guess what? I have been known to change my mind. But the border situation, people need to know. I'm going to try to get more information out. I'm sorry that my live stream got blocked and my phone got whatever happened to it. It'll be resolved. I'm safe. I'm sound. Be a Flo's or be square, because I'm going to be there having a brewski and dancing my, love you guys. So, I don't know who else wants to go live, but, you know, goodbye. Love you. Thank you. Have a great day. I got to find the shut off button. Oh, this is, oh, I've, oh, there's a button, end stream. This is and I want to just give a shout out to one of my sponsors, anonymously, who donated the webcam. This is my first live stream with a webcam. I haven't had one. I've had to use my phone in the past. So thank you. You know who you are. Love you. Goodbye. See you in flows in a little bit. 7:30 Eastern time. Okay, SC is live if you want to go on over there. I've got some things to do, and I'll catch you later. Mwah. Bye.